Good evening, Wixman Ray here. It's 10 to 9, actually 8:52, close enough. May 10th, 2026. It's Sunday. Um, okay, let's get started. This is the infrared satellite loop that you guys are probably familiar with seeing if you follow my channel for a little bit, measuring the cloud top temperatures. Um, so out here in the west, we've got a shortwave trough, as we call it in meteorology, moving through the Pacific Northwest. A little bit of showers with this activity, but most of it, I think, is on the Canadian side, if I remember properly. But this will be our next major weather system as we come into early next week. And then we've got a ridge out over the west here, keeping it kind of high and dry, as we call it, and warming up quite a bit too. Um, this is our major wave of a shortwave trough that moved out of the Rockies here from yesterday, and it's causing a lot of thunderstorm activity across Texas and parts of the South over here. So and that's kind of developed in along or near a frontal system that kind of runs from this area all the way up back through. See these clouds kind of running back through Tennessee and Kentucky and up through the Mid-Atlantic here. There's a little bit of shower activity. That's a weak cold front that's moved through this area slowly, but it's starting to kind of weaken out. You still got this broad area of low pressure across the Great Lakes and Northeast here with a couple little waves, but not a whole lot of going on with that. There might be a little bit of precip up in the northern Michigan there, but that's really about it. And then we got this other. This is an old. Um, I guess we could call it old frontal boundary from one of the last system that came across the southeast here over the weekend, earlier in the weekend, anyways, causing a few storms. It looks like over parts of Florida and some bringing some clouds over parts of Florida. But that system's pretty much not doing too much significant weather for the U.S. other than a little bit in Florida, and that's about it. Got a few clouds out here in Nebraska and Iowa, nothing significant with that. It looks like maybe some mid-level, low to mid-level type clouds, but yeah, that's about it. All right, so we'll take a look at our surface observations here. We're starting right off where the activity is going on, I guess, for today. We'll start out by the west. Got a few showers out in West Texas, real light though. Got some gusty winds too here. This is kind of back behind this frontal system, gusting up, 30, 40 miles an hour maybe in spots across Texas there. Looks like they got some blowing dust or, yeah, out there in Midland, Texas. Yeah, so a little bit of gusty winds blowing, kicking around the dust out there. Looks like a rogue thunderstorm developed out there in that part of Texas. But out here, we got quite a bit of rain and thunderstorm activity, all from Dallas, Fort Worth, all the way down south. Got a couple severe warnings going on. We got one down here south of Del Rio, kind of more like southeast of Del Rio, and kind of bowing out. That's probably got some pretty gusty winds with it too. But I guess they don't think they're severe. We got a severe warning over here, kind of to the northwest of Austin, um, across this part of Texas out here. Let's see what these sites are. Burnett, Marble Falls, Laga Vista. Uh, I don't even know these places. Some smaller towns, I guess, out there in Texas. But some pretty good thunderstorms rolling through that area, some severe storms. Um, this is a lot of rain up here. There is some embedded thunder in that and some moderate areas of rain, maybe some heavy stuff. That extends all the way up towards southern Oklahoma. So pretty good wave of pretty good rain out there. Also got a few pretty strong to severe storms out here uh, towards eastern Texas here. A couple severe warnings here and there. Looks like 1, 2, 3 of them. So this one's south of Lufkin. This one's just moved through Huntsville, moving to the north, and then yeah, some other areas. This is College Station. So yeah. So we've got some pretty strong storms out there. Got a few storms, mostly isolated across Louisiana. Showers and thunderstorms extend off into Mississippi there. And looks like one severe warning there near Meridian, just to the southeast of Meridian, Mississippi. And some pretty good thunderstorms up there to the north, up there by Clarksdale and moving towards Greenwood. So, and then we got some showers and mostly showers across southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. Maybe that might be a thunderstorm there to the east of Fort Smith. Looks like probably some mostly showers in Tennessee, but that could be a couple claps of thunder and some of that stuff out there in eastern or western parts of Tennessee. And that extends a little bit into Alabama. Got them showers and storms trying to creep over there. Looks like we had some real isolated stuff down here, up here, and along the Florida Panhandle borderline with southern Alabama there, or as they used to call it down there, lower Alabama, LA. Yeah, there's a few showers and storms across South Florida here, mainly on the eastern side, but so you got some weather going on down there. Pretty humid across Florida. That's their normal kind of weather, 70s and 80s. Got 70s for the most part across the good part of the southeast, some 60s and 70s back here where we saw those storms. We do see a little bit of rain. This is where that frontal boundary kind of lays. Actually, it's going through Tennessee and back. Got a few showers still out here in Virginia and along the east coast there near Philadelphia, near all just offshore of Long Island, it looks like, and moving across Delaware, and yeah, those parts down there. So yeah, and still cool up here in the Northeast and the Great Lakes in the 50s. Looks like a few rogue showers are still going on in Maine, but just real spotty at best. Might be some real light rain coming off the Lake Ontario there near the Tug Hill. A little chilly in Syracuse, 47. So we got some 40s there in parts of New York. It's still a little cool out there, but it's 10 o'clock at night out there too. So, and got a few showers. It looks like up over Michigan. Nothing too significant though. Might not even be hitting the ground, or might just be clouds that's hitting there. So 40s and 50s across the northern plains, and International Falls is 38, Duluth 39, so a little chillier up there. Pretty warm as you get back out west here, 60s and 70s Montana. A few showers in northern Idaho, Montana with that next system, but like I said, most of the rain, significant rains up into Canada. That'll be our next major weather system that'll hit us as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. So still pretty nice across the west. It's 7 o'clock in the evening out there. 62 in Seattle, Medford 75. Las Vegas is hot, 98. Warming up to 82 there in Elko at 7 o'clock. Pretty warm. 77 in Salt Lake City. So 78 in El Paso, 94 in Tucson, 103 in Phoenix. So they're hitting triple digits now out there. The heat's on with that ridge. Looks like we've got some 90s across central California in the valley. A little cooler up at Sacramento, 81 there. 59 at San Francisco with about a 20-mile-per-hour breeze off the ocean. LAX is 62 with a little breeze off the ocean. I don't know, do they always get that year round? I guess maybe they do. I see it this time of year. I've seen it almost every single day. So anyways, I don't know. I'm not a California specialist. I never worked out there, lived out there, nor do I desire to, although it is a beautiful place to live and beautiful climate, but very expensive to live there. So anyways, that's it for our surface obs. Sorry, I started eating one of my licorices. How rude of me. While I'm doing a video. We don't edit here, man. We just do it. This is just me, myself, and I, Ray, Wixman Ray. We just do it our own way. We don't edit. We don't. Yeah, none of that stuff. Not out to impress anybody, but I want to educate you guys. That's what I want to do. Okay, so we're looking at our model, our GFS American model here. This I just zoomed it forward an extra 6 hours to midnight. This is showing us a complex of storms and rain across Texas, and then you can see the spotty showers and storms along that front from the Mid-Atlantic down through Tennessee and Arkansas. No storms running across parts of the South there. Elsewhere, pretty dry. See a little bit of that rain near the coast there in Washington. They're not showing a whole lot in Montana, but that stuff was spotty anyways that we were looking at. So we'll kind of move through time. So this is going all the way through tomorrow afternoon, showing a few showers up in parts of Montana, maybe a little bit into North Dakota. The winds do start to increase out of the south, more of the southwest, across parts of the plains here. So it'll be a little bit windy back here through Kansas, Nebraska, up through Iowa and Minnesota and parts of the Dakotas there. So as we head into tomorrow, ahead of this system here. So you kind of see this is the remnants. So for tomorrow, we'll still see some showers and thunderstorms across the south, most concentrated near the Gulf Coast. We still got that rain and showers, maybe some isolated thunderstorms out in the Mid-Atlantic along that it's kind of becoming a stationary washing out cold front, but there's still, a temperature difference. We still got the cool air back over here from the Great Lakes in the Northeast, and that'll continue through about midweek. As you get towards the end of the week, we won't really cover that, but I'll just tell you what I saw. It starts to warm up through this area. It starts to moderate, so you'll see warmer temperatures as you head into the Thursday and Friday for the Northeast and the Great Lakes. So good news for you guys. You'll probably start hitting some 60s and 70s up there later in the week. So yeah, most of the weather will be down here across the southeast and mid-Atlantic. Looks like a few storms still across Florida, with all this moisture and these old frontal boundaries and these old systems moving through here. So that's that. So, and that'll continue through the night across the southeast, mostly along the Gulf Coast. You can see by tomorrow night, starts breaking out over Minnesota too, some showers and rain up there. So we'll go right through into Tuesday afternoon, evening. So this stuff is pretty much, this wave's moved offshore by, middle of the day Tuesday. There'll still be some lingering showers and storms across Florida. They're showing maybe some spotty stuff across southern Louisiana. So, but, sorry. I got a little swallowed wrong. So by tomorrow afternoon, this low already moves up into like near the UP of Michigan. The winds kind of start to die down a little bit. There'll be some winds around the low, but then we see another cold front kind of coming out of Wisconsin, Illinois, and into Missouri. And you'll see some showers and thunderstorms develop. They'll probably start across northern Missouri, may even be near the Kansas City area tomorrow, Tuesday afternoon, but then they quickly move south of there and over St. Louis and towards central parts of Missouri there, south of the KC area. But looks like some showers and thunderstorms and a bunch of rain up here across the Great Lakes here. As you go into your Tuesday evening, That's really the only system. You got still got some lingering stuff across Florida, but pretty much high and dry. You see a few showers creeping in. That's what that next system coming in to California and to the west there towards the middle of the week, but mostly high and dry across the west and still warm, very warm weather. Hot down in the deserts. It's already going to be triple digits down there like we saw today. Um, so as you go through the day on Wednesday, this low pressure is just trucking right along. It's already moved up into, I think that's Quebec already or Ontario, one of those two provinces. Either way, it's in Canada with the front stretching across the northeast from somewhere around New York through Pennsylvania and down through, West Virginia, Virginia area. So you'll see some showers and thunderstorms out here as you head into your Wednesday, and then those will expand southward over the Carolinas as we go through Wednesday evening, as this system will start departing as we head into Thursday. And there's some wraparound precip too. It looks like back over at least parts of the Great Lakes. You can kind of see too on Wednesday how that rain starts kind of moving inland across the west. We start seeing some showers and thunderstorms across parts of the Great Basin and the Northern Rockies, and even back into Colorado. Even a little bit developing out over the southern plains here from Kansas to Oklahoma. So there might be some thunderstorms developing there as we go into Wednesday night, Thursday. I'm not going to go anything past there. The story is it's going to get wet out here, and this system's going to move out into the plains as we move towards next weekend, or at least the end of the week. It'll bring some more rain out, and yeah, you can see by Thursday morning this front starting to move offshore with some rain lingering across the northeastern Great Lakes. But yeah, overall, it doesn't look like real good severe weather setups. So but I'll show you the convective outlook for the next 3 days, and then we'll call it a night, I think. I'm a little bit tired and it's getting later. So this is for the rest of tonight. Yeah, that's where we saw that activity going on across Texas. There's an enhanced risk over parts of that the I guess that would be the hill country of Texas and southern parts of Texas, and the marginal risk extends all the way towards Mississippi and Louisiana and Arkansas. And we saw a couple of them storms that were misbehaving out there in Mississippi and near Meridian. Got a little small area there in West Texas, way out west into parts of New Mexico. So, but that might have been with the afternoon stuff because I didn't see a whole lot going on out there. Looks like the tornado threat's pretty slim. Looks like more of a wind and hail threat out there in Texas. So. And then as we go into tomorrow, as that system slides to the southeast, you're looking at, Florida and parts of the Gulf Coast, and then up into South Carolina and Georgia and, southern Alabama. So that area will have a marginal threat. A little bit of a tornado threat right along the east coast there from South Carolina down to North Florida in the wind and hail threat. So kind of a small marginal threat, but nonetheless, there is a threat tomorrow. And then on day 3, that's with that new system. So they got a marginal risk going on from southern Wisconsin through, Illinois, eastern Iowa, down through Missouri. So, Kansas City, if Kansas City gets it, it'll be when it develops in the afternoon because then it'll move south of them by the evening. And St. Louis and Chicago are look like Milwaukee are all in that threat area, and Wichita. But it's a marginal risk, so something to watch out for as we go into. That's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Did I say Wednesday? It's Tuesday. This is Tuesday, day 3, because today's still Sunday. So if I said Wednesday, sorry, that was a Freudian slip or whatever. I don't know. That's what happens when I get tired. Maybe I said that. I don't know what I said, to be honest. And then after that, predictability is too low. And like I showed you, I'll go right back to that model again. So yeah, with this activity on Tuesday, Yeah, with this front. But as that front moves east, so this is on Wednesday. If there was a threat, it would probably be out in the mid-Atlantic or somewhere out in this area. But I don't know. There, I guess there could be, but it's not looking real favorable in my honest opinion here. Even on Tuesday, the moisture's kind of lacking, you know. So yeah, the marginal risk is warranted. I guess there could be one or two misbehaving storms, but my bets would be that there probably isn't going to be a lot of severe weather. Period. So just because the moisture's lacking, both Wednesday and Thursday, even though we're going to see showers and storms develop, um, I guess you could, say there could be a wind threat because it's going to be a drier air mass, which could, produce those strong, gusty um, downbursts. The as we call them in the meteorology world, the inverted V type sounding. That means it's really dry in the lower atmosphere. So the evaporational cooling will cause the winds to accelerate as it moves down out of the cloud as the precip moves out and it starts to evaporate because it's real dry underneath it. That causes a lot of energy and you'll get really strong gusty winds. And for those of you who have lived out west or live out west now, you know that. You've seen that a lot with these, like, you'll see storms developing, but the rain's not hitting the ground and it'll get real gusty winds and dust is blowing around. Happens all the time in Elko, all over the west. So, yeah, for those who pay attention out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, that's all I've got for weather today. And like I said, relatively the pattern, the trend will be warming across the central and eastern part of the country as we go through the work week. And the Northeast and the Great Lakes will start warming up towards the end of the week because they'll kind of stay cool through about Wednesday, but by Thursday, Friday they'll start to looking at 60s and 70-degree temperatures up through that area probably. The West will stay pretty hot. Well, it will start cooling down towards the middle part of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and towards Friday, as this low pressure that's coming onshore here, as you can see on Wednesday, it's starting to bring some precip. That'll start cooling it off out there as we head towards the mid to late week out west. So that's kind of your temperature trend, but no cold blasts, definitely no Arctic blasts whatsoever. I think we're done with the Arctic air. We are basically. We're in the middle of May almost now, so that's all I've got, folks. I appreciate your support for watching me and dealing with my eating my food, and burping or sneezing or what. Sometimes you hear weird noises. No, I'm not farting. It's probably my chair or something moving. Because I've noticed sometimes on my audio, I'm like, what are those sounds? But it could be me moving around in this chair. I'm in my camper, so I kind of have a camp chair that I sit in. I don't have a real chair in here, obviously, because I'm in a camper, so it's not like I have a recliner or anything going on or office chair. So, so that's how I'm living here until I get into my house here in about a month. Actually, at the beginning of June. So, anyways, hey, I appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe. Please tell the world about us. I want to teach all the youngsters about meteorology and the oldsters. I guess I'll call them oldsters about meteorology, man. Whether you're 99 or 9 and want to know more about weather, meteorology, or science in general, you're at the right place. I love all things science, but I'm a weather forecaster. That's my profession. That's my expertise. I'm interested in other science things, though, because I'm just kind of a science geek, but that's just me. Anyways, I'll go ahead and let you go for the night. You guys have an awesome the rest of your Sunday. Oh, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there that may be listening. Maybe we got one or two that listen or more. So happy Mother's Day to you if you are mothers, and don't want to forget about you. Hope you had a good day. And I hope everyone has a great week to come, whether you have a work week or a vacation week or a retired week, whatever kind of week it is. I hope it's good for you and good karma and good things come your way. This is Wixman Ray out.